Alrighty. It would appear that we are now live. Tell you what though, Vinton, that is a little disorienting not being able to cue my own music for that. But hey, whatever works. Anyway, welcome everyone. We're back with Among the Embers for episode... I can never remember which episode it is. This would be episode 6? 7? I don't remember. Episode 7, Deadly Games. Here we go. Woohoo! Anyway, as usual, we would like to thank Modifius for creating this wonderful gaming system, the charming people at Star Trek Online for allowing us to use some of their assets, Fury Viseraph on DeviantArt, who made the template for which we used to create the dedication plaque for the USS Nightingale. And yeah, trying to shout out for Roll20, I guess. Why not? Because Roll20 is very useful. Anyway, our Helm officer is still MIA, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with him. And our science officer has not shown up yet, but he did say he would do so touch wood for that. Anyway, last time was awkward because we were missing a lot of people there as well.
Well, we managed to muddle through somehow.
We did, mostly just by focusing very heavily on stuff on the vault. And then the part 3, which I was predicting never actually happened. Because if you, Nars, with your sudden spurt of diplomacy.
I saw an opportunity and I took it.
Yes, you did. So, last time, the Nightingale, excuse me, the Nightingale visited the Romulan secret R&D base, the Vault, and got caught up in some rather ugly business while trying to recover some data about the Crusade. To be exact, some Crusade saboteurs reactivated some dormant Borg technology aboard the Vault, and attempted to use it as cover to destroy the data. Didn't quite go as they planned because the Borg are the Borg, and while attempting to access that data, the crew of the Nightingale ended up in a rather awkward situation where the commander of the base intentionally got herself assimilated to become a localized Borg queen. But all was not lost, and thanks to the quick thinking and surprisingly eloquent tongue of Commander Basan, our resident Gorn, a deal of sorts was brokered with Imperator, as she now calls herself. She proceeded to assimilate a warbird which had been infected, if you will, by Crusade moles, and left the area with the after providing some useful and interesting information for the Nightingale, with a promise of returning at some point in the future to fight off the Crusade. So I can see no way that could go wrong.
Nope, no way.
So the Borg ship left, and that leaves us with what happened between episodes. So first of all, as viewers from last time may know, we have unfortunately lost our captain. The player of Talia Jazonan has been attacked by real life and will no longer be able to join us. So after being rather silent and paying a lot of attention to her subordinates last episode, She has now been recalled to join Admiral Janeway's staff as a liaison to the Romulans, given the excuse me, my throat's rough today. After the development of Romulan relations, the Imperial Legion and the Empire of Rator are both on board. The Phoenix Convocation, of course, are continued to be an ally. And after the incidents at the Vault, the Akanarians are on board. The Praetor of Akanar, deciding to come out of his mildly isolationist stance on the basis that apparently he was not as secure and infiltrator-free as he had thought. And it looks like maybe we do need to actually all work together. So the only remaining Romulan faction which is off on its own and refusing to deal with anyone is the Abraxan faction.
Who I think are just going to be pains in the asses just on principle at this point.
Pretty much. They've kind of hit a point of if they change their mind, then it's showing weakness, and we can't show weakness. So that's stupid. Anyway.
And after we help them too, you ungrateful bastards.
Yeah, well. Anyway. Wait, you helped them?
Weren't the Abraxans the ones who had the assassination team sent after them? We were there for that.
Yes. Yes, you are in fact correct.
And then they tried to blow us all up with a Thalaron bomb.
Yep. So that was charming of them. They do still have a significant navy, and basically everyone else is of the opinion of, okay, sure, we have bigger things to deal with. If they just want to sit behind their borders and shoot people, they're welcome to do so. But this does leave us with the current situation. You have a new course to set. The other thing of note being that once Talia was recalled, everything's moving a little bit quickly, so there's no time for official ceremonies. But Lieutenant Commander Bong.
That's me.
Congratulations, you've received a field promotion to Commander and have been given command of the USS Nightingale. The current situation is moving pretty rapidly, and you are an expert on the situation. So under the circumstances, command's been given to you. We'll see what happens after the crisis is over, and to see whether that becomes a permanent posting. Which in turn means that you need to pick a first officer. Which I'm assuming will probably be the old second officer and tactical officer, Commander Basan.
Yep, we're pulling a Jeffersons on this.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
We are, in fact, moving on up.
Oh boy.
Alright. Yes, the other thing of note being that you did rescue a intelligence officer from the Vault, who had managed to acquire all of the Crusade data. He was partially assimilated, but he was successfully recovered, and is currently recovering in sickbay. Getting implants taken out of you does take a lot out of you, so probably going to be a while before he's going to be useful to you, but it probably will be eventually. Now, the information provided by Imperator after she successfully assimilated several Crusade moles, was the location of the Crusade command ship, which is currently in this dimension. As you know, the main Crusade fleet and civilization appears to be in a parallel or alternate dimension of some description. But they do have a vessel on this side which is coordinating efforts. And you have a good lead on the location. Bad news is that it's in the middle of a black hole cluster. So that's going to be fun to navigate.
Yup.
And I was really hoping that our science officer would have shown up by now. Evidently my preamble was not long enough. Oh well. We will see what we can see. Anyway, during the switcheroo of officers and sending back and forth of reports, you were provided with 2 additional vessels who will be helping you in this endeavor. You have the USS Leibniz, an Excelsior class, and the Imperial Romulan warbird Coronax, which is a offering from the Echinarians, and is a Didarex class. So you do have a fair amount of firepower on your side should you need it, along with just more tools to comb that kind of nightmare of a location. So before you set off and enter all of the interference and God knows what else which will be surrounding that kind of phenomena, is there anything that you folks want to do?
Nothing that I can think of offhand.
I would assume Ventot's down battening the hatches. In a
It's
sense.
probably a good idea. I recall you and Pharrell were also working on potential little tricks which might help you in an engagement with a Crusade vessel.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we will see if those come up, and we'll also see if they actually come to anything. Well, Captain, the ship is yours.
Alrighty.
Oh, he sounds so thrilled.
And we do already have our orders, correct?
You have your orders. Your objective is to locate this Crusade ship and learn as much as you can about it, and if possible, open a dialogue with them. Because, you know, the Federation, anything which will avoid hostilities.
Alright. Commander Bassan, can you give me a report on what we know about the area the ship is in?
Beyond being in a black hole cluster, not much.
Alright, and what does Starfleet intelligence have to say about our allies in this mission?
That is a very good question.
That is a good question. The Leibniz, as I said, is an Excelsior class. She is a Lakota refit, so she's got some teeth on her. Although she is also an Excelsior, so they're lovely ships, but they're old. There's only so much you can do to upgrade them. The captain of the Leibniz is Captain Windsor, who's a bit of an old hand, but with some experience from the Dominion War, so he should be a useful ally in that regard. The Coronax, Starfleet Intelligence is a little loose on information about Akanarian ships, just because there's a heavy Tal Shiar presence in that faction. So getting information out of there is a little awkward.
Go figure.
But you will be dealing with a Commander Maskar, who you don't have any particular information one way or t'other from either Starfleet Intelligence or the Phoenix. So they're presumably above board. Not that Phoenix necessarily knows everything.
Well, if he hasn't drawn any attention at all, then he must be doing at least something right.
Yes, well.
Starfleet Intelligence doesn't have much to report on our escorts. The Leibniz is captained by Captain Windsor, who apparently served in the Dominion War, and otherwise has an unexceptionable record. The Coronex is commanded by Commander Maskar, who has garnered the attention of neither Starfleet Intelligence or the Phoenix Convocation, at least not in any appreciable way.
And what is your tactical impression on the situation we're going into?
The black hole gravity wells are going to limit our maneuvering options significantly. Going up against an enemy of unconfirmed strength is an interesting tactical challenge in any situation. And while diplomacy is always to be attempted, I'm not convinced it will yield as many benefits as the Admiralty would like. The Crusade has not shown much interest in conversation.
Alright, recommendations for approach then?
With our improved sensors, we would make a logical pathfinder and have the Leibniz and Coronex follow us in.
Hey, there's our science officer.
Yay!
Sorry, my alarm for some reason did not wake me.
It's all good,
And
man.
the townspeople rejoice.
You haven't missed anything. We're just just debating stuff in advance of moving in.
What happened?
We're just discussing the tactical situation before moving in, and also discussing your two allies. You will have an Excelsior and a Derridex to accompany you on this mission.
Oh, really? No, can I still do my my briefing thing that I wanted to do, or had I missed that bit?
No, there's still time.
All right, hang on. I get roll 20 up.
Yep. All right. So, yes, I'm on the front layer. Alrighty then.
Alrighty, everyone's still in the conference room, right?
Yep.
Well, I think I said I was down engineering, making sure everything will be prepared before we enter this place where Ventot does not want to take the ship.
Okay, fair enough. So, Pharrell arrives in the conference room, a little bit winded. Sorry, I'm late, Captain. It's been a it's been a long night.
So it goes. We're discussing the options for approach. Commander Bazan is recommending we operate as the Pathfinder due to our increased sensors. Do you think the ship is going to be up for that?
You're a little quiet there.
Hold on.
Yay, technical difficulties that don't involve me.
Well, it's traditional that someone has difficulties.
But right as you said that, Var, your mic kind of glitched out for a second.
Don't say that.
But you came in through loud and clear that time, 10.
All right.
Alright, cool.
Alrighty.
All
Well,
right. So, as I said, Commander Bazan and I were discussing the approach on this vessel, and she is of the opinion that we should operate as the Pathfinder due to our improved sensor pod. Would you agree with that approach?
most definitely, Captain. With how our mission pod has been refitted, it should be perfect for this region. And I too have a couple of things I wish to bring up here. One of which is a means to possibly disable a Crusader ship.
That would be valuable.
He sets a couple pads down on the conference table and then brings up a simulation display on the wall panel. I've devised a means of using a oh shoot, what did I call it in my RP? Hang on.
perils of getting a late start.
Yeah.
At
Okay.
least coming to you, because you're taking too long.
Damn it. Anyway, I just found it. I've devised a means of employing a cascade viral matrix via the deflector dish. Commander Ventot has provided some assistance in that with my simulations, and I've had some promising results, though it's not without its fair share of complications.
Most experimental weapons have those, yes.
Though in most simulations we managed to incur some kind of disruption within Crusader's ship. Because I'm pretty sure you two have studied the data that we got from the Romulans. They have a sophisticated power distribution system. Any kind of disruption to that could provide us a great advantage.
Your proposal intrigues me. Thoughts, Captain?
How feasible will this be to deploy in an at-the-moment situation?
I can have the deflector ready within moments. It seems how we have all the. I've managed to make preparations while we were en route to this system. Or sector, rather. And since our deflector dish got a bit of a refit at Starbase 39, we should be in a better position to handle it than we were in the past.
Can we go ahead and have Ben enter the conference room now?
Yep, you can enter whenever.
Talk about perfect timing.
I believe I've prepared the ship the best of my ability, Captain. We should be okay, hopefully. But you can never tell what's going to happen around black holes.
Confidence, Commander. Take more confidence in your crew.
Pharrell nods. Indeed.
Very inspiring. Very inspiring, sir.
It's kind of obvious, since you've been around Nas long enough at this point, that she doesn't intend that as an actual commentary on his opinion. She's kind of just joshing him a little bit.
I know, that's kind of how I responded.
But anyway, this deflector pulse is very feasible for us to achieve, for us to execute.
I would be hesitant to rely on something only run in simulations, but lacking other options, an attempt could certainly be allowed for.
I share your concern, Commander. But I had to run simulations first before I could come here to you and say that it's a distinct possibility for us to use.
Understood.
I have one other thing that is more morally questionable for us to do, but it would be a very last resort thing for us to commit to.
Nuz kind of glances over at Bjorn and doesn't frown exactly, but has this look of concern. If it's questionable, Commander.
It's only in a theoretical stage right now, but it came to mind after I was done running simulations, and while it disturbs me, I feel that I should provide it nonetheless, just in case these crusaders seem to be a greater threat we than we believe them to be in the future. Pharrell has a very grave a grave expression on his face at this.
And the suggestion would be?
An anti-anaphasic deflector pulse.
Aren't the Crusaders themselves made up of anaphasic energy?
You see the moral dilemma. Again, it's entirely theoretical at this point, but I figured this would be something for Starfleet to begrudgingly consider in case of a dire situation. I really hope they don't consider it, but
I won't speak for the Admiralty, but I don't like the idea of employing a weapon of genocide.
I concur.
Nor do I, but let's just say history is not entirely on our side towards that.
I do concur. I do not like the idea of any form of genocide. That's not what I went to the academy for. Not why I joined Starfleet either.
Nor was I, Vin, but this is entirely up to you, Captain. I hope you don't. I hope as much as you that you don't consider submitting this to Starfleet, but it just came to me, and I do regret ever thinking of it, but here I am now.
What impact will that have on other species in the area?
Unknown. It's primarily designed against anaphasic energy. And again, it's in a theoretical stage, at least it is from my standpoint.
How localized would it be?
In the immediate, within several meters of its initial impact point.
Will it linger?
Again, with it being in the theoretical stage, it's impossible to determine without running simulations. I haven't, because I was too busy with this viral cascade pulse.
Anaphasic energy is also a relatively little known type of energy because it tends to be very unstable.
Nas kind of looks over at Bjorn. Are you considering using this as a lower scale weapon?
I'm considering the weapon itself in terms of practicality. I do not want to go on a genocidal rampage, but if it comes down to them versus us, I would not like to deploy a weapon that renders this area of space uninhabitable to them or anyone else and isn't going to hurt us in the process.
I don't believe it'll be able to hurt us, but anaphasic energy is a huge unknown with us, and developing its counter is even a greater unknown. If anything, if this were to be considered, it could be used as a means of disabling these beings rather than killing them.
This is all still theory, right?
Yes, still theory.
I almost feel like we need more information before we even pass it on to anybody.
Agreed, but I felt the need to bring this to the captain's attention.
Doesn't quite sound like this particular theory is as ready to deploy as your viral matrix either.
No, I am not suggesting this for deployment. I am suggesting this for future conflicts.
If there are future conflicts.
I don't want a conflict now.
That ship has sailed. All right, Commander. Prepare the Matrix. In the meantime, assign a group to expand upon your idea and start doing some localized testing in one of the science labs. We need more information before we decide if this is even viable.
For all nods.
It would be of particular interest to me if the effect of this weapon system could be narrowed to an individual focus instead of making an anti-anaphasic bomb. Use it more as a modification for, say, a phaser rifle. That way, the effect, if it can negate some of the defenses of this crusade, could be used on a more small, more controllable scale. If such a thing is, of course, possible.
One more reason why I brought this to your attention was the hope of possibly implementing this as a small scale, possibly incapacitory device or means.
Don't we have one of their containment suits on board? Do I remember correctly?
I think you have the Firehawk.
Ah, nuts. Okay. Scratch that.
Okay. And the Phoenix has not handed over all of that stuff yet. No one actually revealed that they have a captured Crusader. Because they don't want the Federation poking their nose in and making judgments about what to do with that.
We're asking how they came by it.
That too. Anyway. Are you ready to head to this black hole cluster?
I think I've heard everyone's opinions on this. Let us depart.
Alrighty. I have given you a supporting character, Helm Officer, by the way. Lieutenant Taylor's, you'll see him in the support characters tab.
Yeah, I've been trying to get in touch with Torin, but I guess maybe life is getting him down too.
Could well be. Has anyone actually seen him online for the last couple of weeks or so?
No.
I hadn't.
I haven't seen him online since... Yeah, basically the last couple of weeks. I was trying to think of a specific time.
Last time I think I saw him was a game that he really didn't have much to do.
Yeah, he definitely spoke to me after that, but I don't know. Anyway, fingers crossed. Either way, you have someone to pull out for helm rolls and such like. Alright. Here we go, new map.
It's all black.
Oh, yep.
Well, it's gonna be like when we attacked Cecina's base of operations.
Mm-hmm. Because, not to put too fine a point on that, this number of black holes messes with even your sensors.
I'm not surprised.
So yes, the Leibniz and the Coronax arrive with you and are ready to deploy.
Pharrell sits ready to he uses sensor tray. Sits ready at the sensors.
All right, Helm, take us in.
Alrighty, sir. Moving in. Pharrell, you have a feeling you might be able to do a wide spectrum sensor ping, which might give you a better idea of the area.
Indeed.
That will have the side effect of possibly giving you away to anyone who's looking, but at least you would know what you're dealing with.
Alrighty. Captain, I believe I can. Blanking on my words.
Alright.
I believe I can initiate a wide spectrum scan of the area to get a better look around of our surroundings. The drawback from that is that if there's a Crusader ship in the area, they may pick up on it. Captain.
I'm thinking. And sneezing.
That's awkward.
Naz, this is your call. You there, Dick?
Quieter would be better. We'll just have to move cautiously.
Alright, sir.
In that case, let's go for a slightly less ambitious roll. So let's get those sensors running. Which means, Pharrell, if I could get from you a reason science check, you'll be assisted by... Where's Nightingale gone? Census plus science. Your difficulty, normally difficulty of 0. I'm going to throw on +2 for terrain. But you've got high resolution census, that's difficulty of 1.
Difficulty of 1, alright.
Do you have a volunteer for the ship?
I got it.
Okay.
Sensor science, you said, yeah?
Sensor science.
And I got tactical expertise, so in case one of these dice turns out bad.
Yep, you do in fact have a reroll.
And seeing how I'm at a computer console, would my computer's focus apply?
No, but astrophysics will.
All right, I almost forgot about that one. That's one of my new ones.
As a quick
Go ahead.
reminder, we're at the start of the episode, so 3 momentum.
It was already at that on my sheet anyway. But I don't think I'll spend a momentum for this one.
We already have a success from the ship, so
Oh, come on!
technical expertise.
Right.
Does that allow you to reroll one or both of them?
Just one.
Yeah, I figured it was just one. Alrighty.
No, pick one and roll it.
Okay, that's much better.
That's a little better.
2 successes. Alright, that gets you a momentum. Alrighty then. So what we're going to do with this is I'm going to reveal an area, and you can spend momentum to get a bigger picture. So let me see. You do also have the other sensor thing, which means you've got 1 bonus momentum for this.
Aha.
I'd spend that for information.
Yep. That is... Didn't actually do anything, did it? There we go. Alrighty. And...
It looks to be a planetoid ahead.
I don't know about that.
Oh.
Alright, there's your free momentum spent. That's a black hole.
Captain, I'm picking up a black hole ahead, possibly 2.
I think we should collapse our line into a single file. Would limit our broad footprint. The other 2 ships can follow our lead.
I would concur, Captain. It would also decrease the chances of one of us inadvertently hitting a black hole. Or hitting its gravitational wake.
All right, make it so.
Alrighty. Alrighty. You're going to go ahead and plot a course between those 2 then?
Yep, let's thread the needle.
Alrighty.
I don't know if we want to make this a check or not, but I want to say as we approach black holes, we have Vintot pushing more energy into a little bit extra energy into structural integrities.
Yeah, I can take that as read. Doesn't require a roll, I don't think. Alrighty, we're going to need a chart hazard roll from our helm officer.
Will you be needing help from me again to help with plotting the safe course?
You can throw an assist in.
Alright.
So, roll for Taylor's?
I'll take it.
You're already rolling for yourself, so.
I can roll for her, and then roll for me.
I can get it.
Okay.
Alright. So, chart hazard. I'll briefly just double check this works the way I think it does. So, we've not had to do this particular type of roll before. Starship tasks. Okay. Alright, so, okay, so this is a reason plus con check, supported by senses plus con. Alright, so no, this is actually, there's already one assist going in here, so you won't be able to do anything for L. Normally you can only get one assist on a given roll.
Okay, no problem.
This is going to be a difficulty of 3. And doing so will start making basically a chart hazard roll. Picks a particular navigational hazard and reduces the difficulty of moving around it. So there's a lot here, but every little is going to help. So like I said, it's going to be reason plus con, assisted by computers plus con, difficulty of 3.
Alright, and I see she has hazardous terrain as a focus. Can we use that?
Yep, I may have given her useful focuses for this mission.
Is it computers plus con or sensors plus con?
Computers.
Okay,
Sensors, sorry, sensors.
that's a little better. Alrighty. So for the Nightingale,
Alright.
Alright.
whew,
Just. Alright. Sure. Very low tech. Alright, and you can spend more momentum to apply it to the other black hole, which you're going to be moving past. So it's nominate one additional hazard or phenomenon for every 2 momentum spent. I think it's spend 2 momentum and just clear out the other one.
that sounds like a good idea, to be honest.
Yep.
Yeah, I concur.
Alrighty. That is the wrong thing. Alrighty. And yeah, I'm happy under the circumstances to let that just take you straight through. Which means you get to see some more stuff.
Ooh, unidentified ships?
Sensor pings.
Hmm.
It's such a mess here, you don't know what those are. Those could be nothing. Those could be just random radiation spikes.
Or yeah, or echoes from like the black holes or something.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you want me to get a scan of them.
Indeed. But you're gonna have to get pretty close. So,
Quick question, I don't think it's been said. What alert status are we at?
I would assume yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not friendly territory.
No. Even if there wasn't a crusader in the area, it's still not friendly territory.
And with all the black holes, we're going to want shields up just to make sure that we're not dependent upon our deflectors to catch a rock that's being basically like railgunned through the black holes.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah.
All right, so
Anywho, Captain, I'm picking up three sensor pings ahead of us. We're basically directly above. I'm gonna try to get a scan of them to get.
You broke up on it.
Oh. Captain, I'm picking up three sensor pings ahead of us. One of which is directly adjacent to us. I'm going to try to get a scan of it to get to better determine what it is. It may be just a echo from one of the black holes, but you never know.
alrighty then. So it's going to be a sensor sweep, reason science, and sensors plus response from the ship. And yeah, that's going to be a difficulty of 1. Again, thanks to your marvelous sensor sweep.
I already am. I do believe my astrophysics will basically to continue to apply while we're in this area, right?
It'll apply for.
I mean, for sensor sweeps. I mean,
it'll apply for charting the area. It won't apply for scanning pings.
Okay.
So make sure you declare. Which
Sorry about that.
Okay.
No, took a dive.
It's all good.
Make sure I declare what?
Make sure you declare what you want to do with your sensors before you roll.
Okay, so no focus for this. I still won't spend a momentum. Alrighty, let's see what that ping is about.
Alrighty, nice. And ship.
I assume that gives us 2 momentum, right?
Yes, it does. Because the ship was nice to you. Alrighty. That was in fact just a sensor echo.
Alright.
But long-range passive scans indicate that there's a lot of these pings around. It might be a good idea for you to split up at this point.
Captain, the immediate sensor ping that I picked up turned out to be nothing, but my preliminary long-range sensors scans indicate there are possibly a dozen or so pings in this area. I would recommend. I don't particularly like this idea, but I would suggest that we split. That each of our ships split up to cover more ground.
Don't you know? You never split that party.
I was just thinking that.
What was that?
Never
It's
split
all
the party.
D&Ds. Yeah.
I still didn't catch that. People.
Never split the party. It's the first rule of D&D and horror movies. And regularly both ignore it.
Alas, we are where we are.
Ah, yes.
All right. So we've got two confirmed contacts. The one map northward and the one map southward. We're going to designate northward Alpha and southward as Bravo. Leibniz, please investigate contact point Alpha. We will move towards contact point Bravo. Coronax, if you could continue on course down Galactic South.
So they're staying on course with us while we go for the sensor ping Bravo.
Correct.
Alrighty.
They move.
Captain, the center pings Alpha and Bravo seem to have moved positions. They could still be echoes from the black holes. But, again, best be extra sure that they are.
Pursue, but safely.
Agreed.
Alrighty. Let's get a little bit more map revealed.
Picking up a third black hole along our course, and one along the Leibniz route. That's how you pronounce it, right? Leibniz?
Leibniz.
What was that?
Leibniz. It's German.
Leibniz.
Father of calculus, fun fact. So yes, Pharrell, if I could get another roll for you.
Alrighty.
That's another momentum. Alright, yep.
And another sensor ping turned out to be an echo. And it looks like the Leibniz
confirms that Alpha is also nothing.
And it seems that sensor ping Alpha also was just a black hole echo.
And Pharrell, I will give this one to you. Well, it's not exactly for free, but for the bonus momentum. You have a pretty good idea of the layout of the black holes.
Ready?
Are they a circle?
Yes.
Yeah, it was looking like that.
You appear to be in the middle of basically a spherical arrangement of black holes.
That's not natural.
Quite how this occurred is a good question.
Captain, I picked up something rather unusual with regarding these black holes. It would seem that these black holes are laid out in a circular fashion in this area. A highly unnatural occurrence.
So you're saying someone built this?
Your guess is as good as mine, Vin. But if they're not natural, I would have to assume that they are created.
Boy, let's hope we don't find more things like the prophets around here.
That's a wormhole rather than a black hole.
I
All right,
understand.
best estimation on the center.
What was that?
Best estimation on the center.
Would I have to spend momentum to get that information?
Give me an astrophysics roll.
Ready?
This will be another difficulty one, I think.
Still science reason, I take?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Ooh.
nice.
Alrighty then. So that is 4 momentum you've generated.
4 momentum? Holy crap.
Yep. So,
I think that's the most momentum I've ever generated for us.
yep. So 1 momentum gets you up to 6, and now you have
2
4
spare.
momentum to spend on questions. And just extending your radius. So do you want to just... To be honest, I'm happy with just revealing the map at this point, since you got that much.
Works for
Yeah.
me.
Seeing as how I've determined the general layout of these holes.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Ring of Singularity.
That's a lot of pings.
Alrighty, the question that was asked earlier was like, how far are we? How far? What's the radius of these holes from each other? Right?
Yep.
Alrighty. I'd like to spend a momentum for that.
Sure.
To learn that, I mean.
So, I'm kind of curious. Hold on, make this fun. So this is an area of about 30,000 kilometers.
Is that the radius?
That's the diameter,
Diameter, okay.
which is kind of
15.
tight, but it's possible to move around in here.
The overall circumference of these black holes make up brings it around to 30,000. Did you say meters or kilometers?
Kilometers.
Around 30,000 kilometers, Captain.
Well, it's definitely not Risa.
Nor Casperia Prime, for that matter.
If I might make an out-of-character suggestion, I would say that we would approach like 2 of them and always have one ship in the center so they can go help one or the other very quickly.
Well, let's start by designating these points. The one at the top between the 2 black holes, let's call that one Alpha.
Sure thing.
Then the one moving down and clockwise, we're going to call it Bravo. And again, going clockwise, Charlie Delta Echo.
No.
He's actually naming them.
Yeah. It'll help us out.
It's going to make it easier just to refer to things. The one just below Echo we're going to call Foxtrot, and then the next one clockwise we'll call Golf.
This one?
No, the one inside the ring. Sorry.
So that one.
Yes.
Okay.
Golf. Okay.
The last three.
Okay, the one right next to Golf we're going to call India. Then moving anti-clockwise, we have Juliet and Kilo.
I think you skipped a letter in the alphabet.
I was about to ask where hotel went.
Or Hector, or whatever H usually stands for.
Yellow. Okay. Lovely.
All right, let's move the 9 to center and have the Leibniz investigate Bravo.
Right, so Leibniz is heading for Bravo. And what's the course of the Nightingale, sorry?
Yeah,
Move
putting
to
it
the
on,
central
putting it on,
location.
yeah, putting it on center stage.
Okay. And the Coronax?
Have the Cornax stand in Overwatch with the Nightingale.
Copy. Alrighty.
I was gonna suggest that we move to the center of this ring, Captain. You read my mind.
Alrighty. Time to shuffle things.
Oh boy.
Shuffle, shuffle.
Like, I'm almost entirely zoomed out with how big this map is.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
Isn't this like the biggest map we've worked with so far? Or was it that?
Could be. Alrighty, Leibniz confirms Bravo is an Echo.
Bravo ping is a dud. Nothing to report from that.
All right. Leibniz, investigate contact Alpha. And I'm going to have the Nightingale and Cornax investigate Golf.
Alrighty. I noticed you're keeping the Romulans on a short leash.
Did you say something about Romulans on a short leash?
Apparently so.
I just assumed that the captain didn't want us very spread out.
Alpha is a ping.
More that we're the least capable in terms of a fight, so having the Cornax with us in case something bad happens.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we don't have the weapons pod anymore, remember.
No, yeah, that's fair. Leibniz does have quantum torpedoes. Which does make up a bit.
Is she the Yeah, she's the Lakota.
Yeah. Fun fact: I have individual models for Standard Excelsior and Lakota refit.
I figured you did.
All right.
Alrighty, so another roll for me.
Yep.
Make sure my astrophysics focus is turned off.
Ooh, not bad.
Nice.
Alrighty. That's another load of momentum. There's a total of 3.
Well, hang on.
So you generated 2 momentum, plus 1 bonus, so you've got 2 to spend.
Well, then that bring us to 10 momentum now?
No, we can only ever have a max of 6.
Oh.
Yep.
Darn it.
Unfortunately. I basically charged you like 4 to reveal the entire map.
Oh, gotcha. That's fair.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. And that was ping golf, okay. Ping golf is another dud, Captain.
Yep. It's not a great deal you can spend momentum on anymore.
Is there any way I can, like, somehow figure out which pings are legit, or seem legit, more legit than others?
Tell you what, I'll let you spend those 2 momentum on an advantage.
Alrighty, I would definitely like to do that, so that it saves us the amount of search time.
Yeah.
Probes?
Which will...
Oh, there's a thought.
Well, wouldn't the singularities interfere with the probes and possibly destroy them?
Well, yeah, but they technically interfere with you and might destroy you as well.
Yeah, fair point.
But yes, launching probes is perfectly viable. You could start sending some probes out to chart different things. As far as an advantage goes, I'll just reduce it to a difficulty of 0, so you don't have to roll anymore. You can just automatically work it out once you get in range.
Alright,
Let's do that.
definitely.
Alrighty. And you want to... Alright, so Captain, you have what's the Leibniz, you've got what's the Nightingale, and you've got a probe to send somewhere.
Alright, let's send a probe towards Juliet. Leibniz, move to Charlie, then follow up with Delta if Charlie is a ghost, and let's have us move towards Foxtrot.
Copy.
Understood. Preparing a probe to launch towards Ping Juliet.
Okie dokie. I don't actually have any good markers for probes, so
We can hand wave them.
sure.
What were you concerned about?
I don't have a good marker for a probe. I should probably get one at some point, but it's not super important. Alrighty.
Alright, be right back. I'm stepping away from the keyboard for a second.
Okay.
This might be a good time for a break, then.
Give it 5 minutes.
Okay.
I have a feeling it's going to be a good moment for a break.
Ah.
And I'm looking up probes on Memory Alpha to see if there's a particular class of probe that would be best suited for this area.
I do
All right.
not like the fact that it looks like 2 of them are going to gang up on them. On the Leipzig.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so sorry, Lazu. Best probe to launch here would be a Class 4 probe.
excellent. Well, plus 4 probe confirms Juliet is a sensor thing. Leibniz.
Oh wow, I didn't. It's got 2 pings on it. Why do I get the feeling one of them is,
So do we.
All right, back.
Alright, so.
Ping Juliet is a dud. We got Echo and Foxtrot on us, Delta and Charlie on Leibniz.
Charlie is a ping. Delta is a ping.
What are Echo and Foxtrot?
Echo is a ping. Foxtrot.
Oh boy. I can tell by the tone that you just used for Foxtrot.
Foxtrot be like, how you doing?
Ho 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 ho.
Pharrell just immediately looks up from his... Ooh, I love that design for the Crusader.
I spend a lot of time on that.
I can tell. Pharrell immediately looks up from his console station. Captain! Crusader ship! Ping Foxtrot confirmed. Crusader warship.
For you an idea, that thing is roughly the size of a Galaxy class.
Why am I not surprised?
That's not a shuttlecraft.
That's no shuttlecraft. That's a warship.
That's no moon.
Gosh,
Alright.
I hope they don't have one of those.
Oh God! Don't give Lazu any ideas.
Leibniz, this is confirmation. We have contact. If you could move to support.
Would he need a roll for that? Because I would imagine the Crusader ship would try to jam our communications or something.
What is the Crusader gonna do? I know exactly what the Crusader is gonna do. Alright, so, yes, I'm going to need a roll to communicate with the Leibniz. That is a tactical station thing.
Oh, okay.
For some reason. Because it's technically an engineering roll, so, why is it... I guess because the communications panel is weird. It combines some of the stuff as engineering and some of it as security.
I guess it could be left up to GM's discretion.
Yeah. So I think it probably makes more sense if it's the engineering station. Just with the kind of systems which are required. So this is going to be a control plus engineering role. I don't particularly mind who takes it. Supported by communications plus engineering. And you have a difficulty of 2 on this.
I'll roll for the ship. If Vintot, you want to take the main role.
Bar?
Talking to me?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
I was trying to frame that picture onto the stream. There.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
All right, sorry. What do you have me doing?
Communication. Control plus engineering. So they control plus engineering roll to try and contact the Leibniz.
Okay.
And you have a
difficulty of 2.
Yeah. But good news is we got plenty of momentum. Oh.
The ship didn't help.
No pressure, Vin.
Gene. I'm gonna go ahead and take a roll. How much difficulty again?
2.
Difficulty of 2.
Complication range is 1.
Mm-hmm.
2. Focuses.
I will give you your astrometrics focus, though. It's a little bit of a stretch, but under the circumstances, go for it.
Okay. Let's see. Can I go ahead and take 2 more momentum for a third die?
Go ahead.
You just need 1.
Oh, that's it.
Maybe, yeah, you need 1 momentum for a 3rd die, and then 2 more for a 4th die, if that's what you were trying to. If that's what you meant.
That's what I thought. Okay. What's the difficulty again? 4?
2.
2. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go with 3. 3 die.
Alrighty.
Rolling.
Hey.
Yep. Just got it. Alright, so
Momentum should be 5, not 3.
you're correct. I had a brain moment. Alright. So, the message gets through, and that's when the Crusade warship fires.
Oh, what? Methinks we just entered combat. Ooh, nice sound effect.
And
Who did it hit?
it hit the Coronax.
Figures.
The Coronax apparently... Well, something went wrong. Let's go with that.
Oh god.
The torpedo doesn't hit the shields, goes through the shields, and punches straight through the main section of the hull.
Jeez.
Son of a bitch. And by main section, I assume you mean like the bird head of it?
No, I don't actually.
Our
mean,
friendly torpedo is back.
I mean the big wings.
Okay. So which
And,
upper or lower wings, just so I get a good picture?
the upper wings.
Okay.
The Coronax buckles, fire, plasma fire exploding out, and then it's very rare for this to actually happen, but it does happen from time to time. The Coronax doesn't explode. It implodes.
Jesus.
So we just lost our Romulan backup, right?
Yes, you did.
Fuck.
And the sudden burst of an uncontrolled singularity has an unfortunate side effect.
Oh, it draws in the
Oh.
other one. Oh no, son of a.
Oh, hell.
Captain, I don't know what kind of torpedo that was, but that thing just destroyed the Coronax, and it seems the singularity core of that ship drew in the surrounding singularities. You got two accompanying the Crusader warship, and the Leibniz just fairly nearly got pulled in by one.
Let's take a break.
I said that. I said that right as you moved the Leibniz.
Yep. Yeah. Now the episode has really started. Everything until now was just prelude.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's always got to be a calm before the storm.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm excited.
Like, I'm amazed that these two black holes just immediately form a perfect ring. So so I'm guessing it's a combination of the Coronax's destruction and the Crusaders' doing.
I mean, I'll just state flat out this. Don't look too deeply into why this is happening. I just came up with the idea of, oh god, we're now surrounded by black holes. How do we get out?
I know. I'm just doing some fun theorizing.
Mm-hmm. All right. I will get where is
We're back.
There we are. And everything's awful.
Everything is
Yeah.
awful.
Pharrell just reported that the Cornex was destroyed and that the black holes turn into a ring of blackness. They
Give me a hailing frequency to that warship.
hailing frequency open, Captain. Though for some reason, I have a sneaking feeling that they don't want to listen to what we have to say.
Crusade warship, this is a USS Nightingale, and accompanied by the USS Leibniz. Do you copy?
There is a long pause, during which the Crusader vessel seems to be just rather distracted getting away from that black hole on its ass. And then it slows. And the failing frequency opens. The figure you see on the other side is actually very familiar to you. Because you saw her as one of the people who was with Cecina Luki. Specifically the one who was rather mysterious and threatening and ordered her hulking bodyguards to kill Cecina. Well, it appears to be a small world.
Or a small galaxy.
We've been deployed by the Federation to try and head off conflicts and negotiate any kind of peace.
I'm sure you have. It does appear to be the Federation's favorite approach to problems.
I have been authorized to negotiate on the Federation's behalf. Are you capable of doing the same?
I do represent the highest ranking member of my organization on this side of the in this particular reality. I am the matriarch of Andrix.
Pharrell just raises a brow at her comment about reality, but says nothing.
What is your stated purpose in our reality, as you put it?
Mine personally? Or do you mean the Crusade?
Either.
Well, mine is simple. I am here to pave the way for the crusade. It is time. The sun must rise.
Time for what?
The harvest. The time in which those who are worthy are elevated, and those who are not are reclaimed. We've been doing this for a very, very long time. It is how it has always been. It is how it always will be.
Whose turn is it to speak?
I'm pretty sure it's 10.
Yeah, hold on, I'm tangled up in my chair.
Oh.
I don't know. The captain's been eaten by his chair.
It recognizes it's not Talia. Only Talia could sit in that chair. Oh, great.
Okay. And what of those who do not wish to be reclaimed or elevated?
There are always those who resist. And the police will come for them. It will be nice when I don't have to live next to a police dispatch point. Anyway, how was I?
You resist arrest, you get elevated.
There have always been those who resist. Thus far, none have succeeded. Ultimately, we have always found that those who are powerful enough to resist us have the most to gain by joining us. So tell me, Captain, just how strong are you? What is it that drives your Federation with its goals of peace and unity?
The Federation believes in peace and knowledge and prosperity, and the right that freedom is a right of all sentient beings.
I suppose the main difference between us, then, is what value and what terms we use. We believe in very similar things, but we also believe that there is an inherent order and hierarchy. That ultimately, we of the Crusade were blessed, elevated, given a new, immortal form, which we can use forevermore. Is it not the right of those who are above to receive words? God damn it.
The best treatment?
To receive tribute from those who are lesser.
Pharrell just whispers, somebody's got an inflated god complex.
Ventot is slowly working his console, trying to be too conspicuous, but he is rerouting power to the main deflector.
Yeah, Pharrell's is working on his viral matrix calculations as you made that comment.
Alright, I will ask for rolls for you from that at some point.
I figured.
Yeah, I was kind of figuring we should probably like maybe me and Pharrell are eyeing each other, going, we probably should be getting ready for this.
What was that? You were breaking up a bit.
I was thinking Ventot and Pharrell would be eyeing each other, going, perhaps we should be taking this opportunity to get ready.
You were still breaking up, but I got the gist of what you were saying. Pharrell and Ventot eye each other as a silent communication.
How am I now?
No, I think that's worse, actually.
Yeah.
What's going on with my microphone? Testing.
Yep, that's better.
Yeah, I got the gist of what you were trying to say. Pharrell and Ventot eye each other in silent communication about getting the deflector ready.
Well, while Bjorn is considering what to say next, Pharrell, can I get a sensor sweep from you?
Alrighty.
That is a reason science check.
Science check. Well, go ahead.
Yep, astrometrics.
What was that?
You get your astrometrics.
You mean astrophysics?
Yes, sorry.
You're fine.
And this is going to be a difficulty of 1, sure.
Was not expecting that, but alright. Does anyone object if I spend 1 momentum? Because I have a feeling I might need to.
Nope.
Alrighty. Alright. Rolling. Oh, crap.
You do get your technical expertise reroll.
Right. Okay. Lady Luck, help me out here. Hang on. Okay.
Alrighty, gets you up to 6 runs. So you're working on your calculations when you suddenly know something about the black holes.
Pharrell scrutinizes his readings. without giving away his find?
The singularity burst disrupted whatever equilibrium had held the black holes in position before. And now they're kind of locked together. And there is no obvious or easy way to get out of here. But that's not the problem. The problem is that this new formation is unstable. The gravitational fault lines being created by their interactions will eventually break down, and then the entire cluster will collapse in on itself. At which point anything in the middle of them will be destroyed so utterly that they will effectively not exist even on a quantum level.
Okay. I would suggest. I would believe that I would relay this to the captain immediately, right?
Probably a good idea.
Captain, I've made a disturbing discovery. When the Cornex exploded, it altered these our surrounding black holes in a way that the end result will be destructive to us all. Whatever equilibrium that was holding these black holes in their original positions has destabilized, right? Is that what you said? The equilibrium holding these black holes has destabilized. And what was it again? The amount
It's a matter of time before they collapse in on themselves.
And now it's only a matter of time before these black holes make like our Romulan friends and collapse on themselves. I would suggest we try to complete our business with the Crusaders here quickly.
Bjorn looks to make sure there's that the communication is muted. Work on getting me a map and a way out of here. In the meantime, I'll continue talking to these guys.
I'll work with. What's Taylor's rank?
Lieutenant.
I'll work with Lieutenant Taylor.
Very good.
Pharrell gestures for Lieutenant Taylor to come over. But would Lieutenant Taylor need to stay at her post, or can she come?
Probably, okay. Given that she's the helm officer.
Okay, fair enough. We'll just coordinate from between our consoles.
Alright,
would Ventop be better off staying on the bridge at this time or moving down to engineering?
I'd probably suggest engineering.
Okay.
Especially knowing your luck with dice rolls.
Okay. Captain, I would like permission to transfer down to engineering and prepare for whatever might come.
Make it so.
Aye, Captain.
As an out-of-character note, I would assume that in cases like this, that all Venta would need to do is just announce that he's going to engineering, regardless of permission or not.
Yeah. Barring strange exceptions.
Yeah. Ooh.
Alright, Bjorn is going to unmute the communications and look at the commander of the
Matriarch Vandrix.
Matriarch, what you described sounds it sounds very different from freedom. On my world, we have a term for that. It's called a dictatorship.
As I said, we do appear to have some differences between us. However, I believe that you are aware that this is not the ideal time for a debate of philosophy. We appear to be a little trapped here. I don't think any of us really wants to be annihilated. Oh? Oh, okay.
You okay?
I would agree with that statement.
Me?
Okay.
I'm fine.
Has your crew been able to identify a way out of these rings yet?
They are doing their best to work something out. But I have a feeling that we might need to work together here. As distasteful a concept as you may find that. Unless, of course, you consider your sacrifice to be worth it to remove us.
On the contrary. Would you be willing to present us with the data you have gathered, and then we can reciprocate?
Certainly. I've been alive for a very long time. I don't have any intention of being ended either by natural phenomena or petty pride. Transfer the data.
As an out-of-character note, it might be a good idea to find out why Matriarch Vandrix destroyed the Coronex and decided not to continue the onslaught to the Nightingale and Leibniz.
We have other problems at the moment.
Knock two birds out with one stone.
Well, I'm going to assume she probably didn't realize that the singularity core exploding would do this. She was probably just did it out of anger or something. Who knows?
That's quite likely. And this is pretty rare at the best of times.
Just a thought.
Anyway,
I merely suggested that just out of curiosity for the captain, rather than as a "do you realize what that singularity core did" sort of thing.
Yes, we are all very well aware of what that did. Do we get the data, Lazu?
yes, you do. And it becomes quite obvious from it that that ship has some very advanced sensor arrays.
All right. Bjorn looks at Pharrell. Send what we have over.
Pharrell takes a second to look at first to Matriarch Vandrix on the view screen, and then to Bjorn. Aye, Captain. Transmitting data.
I will convene with my staff, and I will get in touch once we have some working theories. I'm sure that you will do the same.
Indeed. Bjorn ends communication on his side. Then looks around the bridge. Command crew, ready room now. Ventot, stay down in engineering to make sure we're ready.
So it's Bjorn, Pharrell, and Nas in the ready room.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Is the ship getting any stresses from like things are like going offline or getting damaged by the singularities yet?
You haven't hit stress limits yet, but pressure on the hull is definitely rising.
Okay.
Pharrell gestures to Lieutenant Taylor to keep on working on a way out of the area.
All right, in the ready room, Bjorn is actually going to bring up a communication with the captain of the Leibniz as well.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
All right, we have data from the Eternal Sun. The matriarch Vandrix provided us with her sensor readings. We are currently analyzing them. As a result of getting this information, however, we need to institute a quarantine on our two ships. No electronic communications with anything outside of our ships until we can guarantee that there was nothing else inserted while we do this.
I fully expect, speaking freely, Captain, I fully expect this matriarch to turn on us at first opportunity. She already destroyed the Coronex without hesitation. Why is she hesitating towards us?
That's why I'm instituting the quarantine. Nas, thoughts on situation?
Difficult.
That's an understatement.
I don't like the idea of relying on this matriarch. But I like the idea of being spaghettified even less.
That's the technical term, too.
I'm all for them helping, providing us assistance for this immediate crisis, but I fully expect them to try something as soon as we're out.
Most assuredly. All right. Let's see what we can do. Get cracking on the math and get us out of here.
But I left the lieutenant working on possible exit routes. And my deflector matrix calculations are nearly complete in the event we have to use it.
All right. Any feedback from the Leibniz?
They don't really have much new for you. They took some unpleasant damage to their stabilizers as a result of the black holes interacting unpleasantly close.
Yeah,
So-
I would assume that they received some damage or something when that black hole pretty much moved on below it or something.
I mean, partially that was just me having to move things one at a time, but
But I assumed
the,
you would spin it as such.
But as far as sensory readouts go in particular, it looks like you're going to be mainly relying on the Nightingale and the Eternal Sun.
All right, people. Stations. Let's figure out how to dig ourselves out of this hole.
Out of all of these holes, Pharrell says as he exits the ready room back to his station.
All right.
All right.
Lieutenant Taylors looks up as you re-enter. Sir, I have finished my calculations. There is no feasible way to plot a course through this. The gravitational stress will tear us apart no matter how much we pump into structural integrity. We're going to need to find some way to disrupt this.
Keep trying, Taylor. Oh, we're going to be working with our rather belligerent friends out there, so maybe they'll provide an answer where we can't.
Well, before too long, you receive a hail from the Eternal Sun.
On screen.
Commander, my staff have devised a possible solution to this problem, but it will require some cooperation between our ships. As you may be aware from your acquisition of certain aspects of our technology, our torpedoes are partially singularity-based. These combine with certain other elements in our arsenal to allow us to generate trans-dimensional rift. We theorize that it could potentially be possible to use this in an unconventional fashion to nullify the gravitational forces along a particular channel for a brief period of time.
Pharrell looks up, intrigued.
What's the catch?
The catch is that it will require far more power than we have available. This ship is specifically designed to create such trans-dimensional gateways. But normally, it is designed to utilize the power of an existing energy. Unfortunately, these black holes will do the opposite of providing energy. We will need the assistance of your vessels, both in providing energy to us and providing a suitable charge of energy projected from your deflectors.
One moment. Bjorn is going to mute the transmission. And hit his communicator. Mr. Ventot, I have a question for you. Does the Nightingale have the guts to tow the Leibniz home?
Under the tractor beam, should be able to handle it, I believe. Remember,
Can you run
we're in
those numbers for
space,
me
there's
real
no
quick?
weight to it. What'd you say?
Can you run the numbers to make sure we can do it? I want to make sure that the momentum is not controllers.
Sure. Anything else?
Get back to me as soon as you can.
Alright.
Under normal circumstances, a warp tow would not be a problem, but these are hardly normal circumstances.
Oh, what I'm thinking of does not involve a warp tow involving these black holes.
What do you have planned, Captain, if I may ask?
We need energy. We need a lot of energy, and we need it quickly. The Leibniz is already damaged. So instead of relying on a ship that has been damaged, one possibility, if we do have what it will take to tow her in, would be to have her dump her warp core, breach that in space to generate an explosion and energy that we can try to harness.
That'd be quite dangerous, because a warp core explosion has a rather massive blast radius.
We are surrounded by black holes that are in the process of turning into a supermassive black hole. We are already in the most dangerous situation in known space.
I'm not saying anything about dangerous situation. I'm just pointing out the warp core's blast radius, Captain.
Ventot, could I get a reason engineering check from you? With a difficulty of... Go difficulty of 1.
I'll get started on deflector calculations for aiding the Crusader ship and not disabling it.
You said reason engineering?
Correct.
Okay. Don't see any reason why I need to take any of my focuses work here?
Yeah, I'll allow warp field dynamics.
Okay. Alright.
No, I mean, the captain did ask about a warp tow, so it would not be that much of a stretch.
Okay. Yes. It would... You wouldn't be able to go particularly quickly, but you could definitely tow the Leibniz to a friendly outpost.
Alright, engineering to bridge.
This is bridge engineering.
We can definitely handle towing the Leipzig back to a friendly starbase if we have to.
Alright. Thank you. Bjorn brings back up the communication with the matriarch. Matriarch, unfortunately, the Leibniz has suffered damage as a result of your decision to destroy our Romulan counterparts. Out of curiosity, the energy you need generated, would a targeted matter-antimatter meltdown function for that energy?
Interesting. That could certainly be viable. We also have the means to directly siphon energy off other ships. But a warp core detonation, if appropriately located, well, it would require more precision, but could potentially have greater results.
If we aimed the detonation near enough two of the black holes, we should, in theory, be able to contain it somewhat. Correct?
Correct. But generally, when creating, but this, but this technique was designed to work in concert with a supernova. The managing the energy from a simple warp core detonation should not be too great a problem.
Alright, so we have two paths. We can detonate a warp core to generate the energy, or you can siphon the energy from our ships. Correct?
That is correct.
Bjorn mutes the... Go ahead.
I leave the decision in your hands, whichever you feel more comfortable with.
Bjorn mutes the communication and looks at the bridge, everyone around him. Thoughts?
If it's just those two options, I would suggest a warp core. Though she did mention using our deflectors to provide energy, so that's a feasible attempt.
Nas?
I would rather not have our survival dependent on them leaving enough power for our ships to leave.
Alright, Bjorn brings up a secondary channel to the Leibniz and communicates the options to their captain. What do they shoot back?
Captain Windsor ponders this for a moment. I can't say that I'm particularly thrilled about the idea of being without a warp core in this situation, Captain Commander. But if that's the only option, I think it's likely better for at least one of our vessels to be in tip-top condition.
Alright. Prepare for a tow operation, everyone. He brings back up the matriarch. Matriarch, consulted with the Leibniz. We will be ejecting her warp core and setting off a targeted detonation. Can you identify where the ideal position for that detonation to occur would be so that we can prepare it?
Of course. We'll provide you with the coordinates and give you the time. Please ensure that your men carry out our instructions very precisely. We do not have a great deal of time, and precision is of the essence.
Understood. Nightingale out. All right, so what do we get from them, Lazo?
All right, well, you can see where they want to do this on the map. And they're not kidding about precision. There's some very precise instructions about the velocity of the warp core and the exact coordinates of detonation.
All right, let's do this. What are we rolling?
Alrighty.
Before we start rolling, I would suggest a properly modulated repulsor tractor beam to push the warp core into position.
That sounds sensible. The other question, of course, is what's your plan, if any, once you get out?
I would suggest addressing the motives of Matriarch Vandrix and seeing if we can either reach a peaceful solution or if it's going to come to fisticuffs, so to speak.
Yeah, basically preparing to beat feet.
Alrighty. Let's get the ships into position then.
Pharrell saves his calculations on a pad and works on preparing a repulsor beam.
Alright. So, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna roll for the Leibniz, because they have some things to do. Where are my Federation stuff? And yes, I did actually put the stats in for these guys.
Yay!
That'll be awkward otherwise. Okay. Alright. Do you want to spend momentum for these guys?
We have it. You might as well.
Yeah. Let's.
Alrighty. Put that up to there. Nice. Okay. So the Leibniz demonstrates that old Excelsior it may be, but the crew knows how to handle their ship. The vessel swings around, releases the warp core at pretty much the perfect angle and velocity, subject to just minor adjustments. Alright. So this is going to be science.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay. Was not expecting that from a Crusader ship.
That's...
Well, they did say they were. They did say they were trying to do something they usually do through unconventional means. Or
So, time for
something
my
like
ship,
that.
guys.
Oh
Alright.
boy.
Nope, I got this. So, the Crusader vessel moves into position and fires a volley of those torpedoes. Where's my... There we go. They detonate in a very specific pattern just before the warp core arrives. You guys didn't actually need to roll for the tractor beam because the Leibniz rolls so well.
Well, at least somebody did.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about if I would need to even roll for Monster Beam.
The warp core detonates, and you then get your exact... They told you what you need to do with your deflector beforehand, and they give the signal to do so now.
Okay, I assume this is where I come in.
Yes, it is. So,
Alrighty.
this is going to be... let's go with daring science, actually.
I was actually going to ask if it would be daring.
Yeah. I will allow a focus here.
Quantum physics?
Yeah. And for the ship, that is going to be a... I'm not sure what the deflector would fall under, actually.
What difficulty will this be?
This is going to be a difficulty of 3, just because
Yeah.
one of the things they screwed up.
I figured it'd be a high difficulty, or yeah, mid-range.
Mm.
Okay, I am gonna spend 3 momentum for 2 extra dice.
That sounds smart. Just double check. Come on, where are the ship stats? Here somewhere. Ah, here we go. Alright, so this is going to be science. It's science plus engines. Fair enough, that makes sense. Alrighty.
Is my convocation range affected at all?
No.
Okay. Double click everything. Alrighty. Let's see if I can blow out the deflector or not.
Please, no.
Holy shit,
Ooh.
Pharrell. You are on fire today.
Hells yes.
Alrighty, so
I know how to treat the deflector right.
I think shots were fired there, Bentard.
I did that was unintentional. I was trying to add a bit of an innuendo there.
Alright, so both of your ships focused their deflectors on the steadily growing yellow field at the point of detonation. The Leibniz does not, because it needs all the power it can spare right now.
Yeah.
Because not to put too fine a point on it, the gravitational stresses are getting pretty intense.
So I'm assuming our ships are shaking right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. But as you keep focusing, the field slowly stabilizes and spreads out into something that looks almost like a wormhole. At this point, you get a signal from the Eternal Sun. It's ready. Proceed. And they start bombing for the portal.
Once more into the breach, my friends.
Alrighty.
Oh boy.
Hey, Commander. Given the importance of the situation, would you actually want to take the helm yourself, or
Sure.
have your Riker moment?
Yeah, that's going to be Darren Khan for this.
It's going to be Darren Khan. I'm also going to need a roll from Ventot for the purposes of getting the aliveness through, but let's worry about the Nightingale first.
Yeah. Composure focus in effect?
Given that you're literally piloting directly towards two black holes to go through something which is not all that much larger than the ship, yeah, I think composure's good.
Alright, I'm going to rob the kitty for 2 extra dice. So take 3 momentum out.
Okay. This is going to be a difficulty of 3 again.
What's the ship rolling?
Ship rolling is engines con.
Alright, someone want to get that for me?
Your engines are not with you.
Oh.
Ew.
I think you might want to spend determination.
Oh yeah.
Zen and the art of control.
Why is it I'm getting the good rolls right now, and no one else? Oh! Wait a minute.
That's better. What's the ship roll?
Yes, you do get the reroll from the ship as well, so...
Come on, Nightingale, don't let us down. Yes!
There you go. Alrighty. So, last check. Ventot.
So I'm going to assume I just blew out our engines, or at least damaged them.
I'm gonna narrate everything that's happened once I've got all the rolls done. Alright, so Ventot. This is gonna be control and this is gonna be another difficulty 3 check. And tracked beam is structure engineering.
Okay. Control engineering.
Yep.
Any of my focuses apply? Not really.
It's a little bit of a stretch, but I will allow astrometrics.
Okay.
Just because you're having to manage to track something.
So I'll take a third die. So 1 momentum down.
Okay.
How much difficulty again?
3.
Okay. Complication rate is 1. So.
Oh.
The Nightingale's falling apart, apparently.
Damn!
Apparently, jeez.
She's breaking up, Captain!
Alright.
Any rerolls we can do?
More determination. Although, no, you've got cautious engineering, so you can re-roll a dice. So you can either re-roll yourself, which has a higher chance of success, or you can re-roll the ship to try and get rid of that complication. Your call.
My call, or?
Yeah, it's your call. Either re-roll your 0 or complication.
Yep.
Okay. Let's re-roll the complication.
Alrighty. There you go.
Ah.
You know your ship. All right. So, the Crusade vessel takes the lead, and it's not really a huge surprise, and you're all just kind of hoping that they don't mess with you too badly on the other side. But for the moment, you get your tracked beam locked on the Leibniz, and you start cruising towards the black hole. And Bjorn, you can feel Lieutenant Taylor at the other station just knuckles white on the console and looking really, really glad she's not got the controls right now. But even as the ship starts rattling and damage reports start flaring up on your consoles, Ventox, and just minor hull breaches, hull stress going through the roof, everything. Bjorn, you just keep on cruising.
So we're saying like microfractures and things like that.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the literal embodiment of Zen and the art of helm control.
Oh yeah. You have really, really earned that particular value today.
You're a leaf on the wind. Watch how you soar.
But you pass through that yellow field, and just for a moment, you get a glimpse of something else. Just very briefly, you have passed through their home realm. And there is nothing here. There are no stars, no light, nothing. And then you pass through the other side, and there are a lot of black holes behind you. And the Leibniz is limping along right on your tail. And now you have to strain the engines to actually escape from the gravitational.
Ah!
You trigger a little warp pulse. Venter, you manage to wrap the warp field around the Leibniz just about. And zoom. You're clear. But the moment you come out of warp, the deflector breaks.
Of course it does.
Come on!
Just, I couldn't resist, just because it's become traditional at this point.
So that is part of the status, and that's part of the narrative. The deflector actually did break.
Yes.
Nightingale is going to be entered in Starfleet's record as the ship that cried deflector broke. Deflector broken.
I want you guys to envision this. You suddenly hear what sounds like, "Not again!" And it's not even over the comms. It's like he just shouted at engineering, but it was loud enough that everybody could hear it.
Varel's probably gonna have a talk. Varel's probably gonna have a talk with Vinton and just tell him, "Leave the deflector in my tender hands."
I mean, this time it's actually Bjorn's fault.
Okay, Captain, leave the deflector in my tender hands.
I had nothing to do with the deflector. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Apparently, we're just gonna have to start carrying spare deflector dishes or something.
Apparently.
Like, Vinton's going, ah.
But as you settle, and behind you, the black holes continue to shrink.
And merge.
You notice that the eternal sun isn't looking so good. And they seem to be drifting slightly.
Yeah, I was wanting to ask how the Eternal Sun was doing through all this.
They've got multiple hull breaches, and they're leaking plasma.
Captain.
Dawes is just kind of looking at that on the screen. Is like, should we ask them if we can render assistance?
Give me communications.
Channel open, Captain.
The
Eternal
comms
Sun.
line. The comms line opens with some fairly hefty static sheeting over it.
Eternal Sun, this is the USS Nightingale. We are prepared to render assistance as necessary.
That is much appreciated, Nightingale. But,
Oh, God! Damn it! Ow!
are you okay?
Yeah, a cat of mine was just being a idiot.
Oh, yeah, cats do that. They are the most lovable furballs, but they're kind of stupid.
Nature's assholes.
Like, it leapt onto me thinking that this chair was vacant. Yeah, that kind of just explains how much of an idiot that cat was.
Wow, that gives Hades a run for his money.
Anyway.
Your offer is much appreciated, Nightingale. But for the moment, unnecessary. We can conduct our own repairs. They start limping away.
Well,
Did we
Can't say
get what we came for?
well, we primarily came here to investigate the presence of the Crusader ship.
We did at least establish a rapport.
Of a sort.
Sort of. I'm feeling a little ambivalent about all of this, to be honest.
Every little bit helps.
Alright.
I'm not sure whether Pharrell's not sure whether to count this encounter in their favor or not.
Well, we're down one ship.
Yeah, this will be fun explaining to the Romulans.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be so pleased. So very pleased.
And of course, we're down to one ship, and the Nightingale would be no match for that thing alone, right? Even while injured.
Well,
Well,
that's
imagine-
questions that you could certainly try.
Well, I imagine the Leibniz would provide aid. I mean, even if they are a warp core short, they could still provide fire support.
There are actually rules for what happens if you don't have a war.
Fair enough. Alrighty, what was this 6 roll for?
I was working out what got damaged on the Eternal Sun. Let's see. Oh, it's D20s. I feel stupid.
Yeah.
20. There we go. Alright, 11 and 13. Ouch. Yep, that would actually fit with multiple hull breaches. So, you going to let them do their thing?
At this point, yes.
Alrighty.
They've ceased hostilities, they are moving away, and they've declined assistance. However, do monitor their telemetry.
Will do, Captain. I have to say, if the Romulans were still with us, she would be a tempting target for them. The Eternal Sun for the Romulans, to be more clear.
Well, it's a very good thing none of us are Romulans, isn't it?
Well, Ventot, fortunately the damage to the deflector is fairly superficial.
That's a change.
Oh,
You're able to
good.
get it back online relatively quickly. The Eternal Sun warps off,
Pew.
and about 15-20 minutes later, you are good to go and tow the Leibniz to a nearby base.
This seems like this is probably our fastest episode.
This turned out to be a lot quicker than I was expecting. This is, in fact, the end of Deadly Games. I guess the vague plot outline I had was just a lot shorter than I was expecting. But in a way, it is part 1, and Red Sky is part 2, so... As a spoiler alert, you're going to see where the Eternal Sun's gone.
Oh,
boy.
good.
But,
We were tracking them.
that is... There we go. Alrighty, so you were out here. And you tow the Leibniz off. Hey, look. Sure, you can go to Akanar. Visit the Akanarian homeworld and take advantage of some local repair docks.
I'd imagine we would need to stop by a Federation starbase for a warp core replacement.
Oh, sure, but this will get you to a position where
To repair everything else.
Back online. And someone less vital to the current situation can deal with the Leibniz.
Okay, so like another Starfleet ship will rendezvous us with at Akanar and take the Leibniz under their control?
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, you are... It's about a day later, I suppose, and the microfractures in the hull are nicely patched up. Overall, the Nightingale got off pretty lightly considering what you went through.
Yeah, it did.
And you are just... You've gone through some debriefings where the Romulans were unhappy, both about the loss of their ship and the fact you didn't try and kill the Crusaders. And Starfleet is grudgingly agreeing that, yes, you had a rough situation and you did the best you could.
So Starfleet's kind of was kind of like wondering why we didn't destroy them or something? Or
no, just this was... You survived. That's good. I'm not sure what else we really got out of this, though. Lovely. And you're just preparing to... You're just settling back, trying to work out what to do next, and waiting for more orders when you receive a transmission from why am I so bad with names, guys? I'm not good at this. Tiaru. You get a message from Tiaru.
Captain, we're being hailed. It's a transmission from Commander Jarok.
I'll take it in my ready room. Naz with me.
Alrighty. She'll be
Captain.
She'll be waiting for you on your terminal, sir.
Commander Jarok is looking harassed, as usual. But there's also She looks like she's just received really bad news. Commander.
Commander.
I need your help.
Doctor.
And you're going to have to go off the radar for it. You know that Crusader warship which you tangled with? Well, we found it. They've taken a colony hostage.
What are their demands?
They don't have any. They're just keeping everything locked down while they use the orbital repair facilities to get the ship back together. But we have an agent or two on the surface there. It's bad. I need you to go in there and rescue them. And there, we shall leave it. So, that was the shortest episode I've ever done.
That works.
Yeah. We're pretty much ended at our usual time, but yeah, that seemed pretty fast.
Well, it was only one session rather than the usual
Oh, right.
3. Hopefully you enjoyed it, though.
Oh, yeah. Enjoyed my unusually good dice rolls.
Yeah, seriously.
Especially with that deflector, damn.
Meanwhile, everyone else.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to suck the luck out of you guys.
Alright, let's just quickly go over reputation and such like.
Alright.
Um,
As you're doing that, I'm kind of surprised that the Romulans are asking us for aid. I figured they would be like, no, you've done enough, Nightingale. We'll handle this ourselves.
Well, why would they do that?
well, the reason
Think of the
the
Minion
reason why
War.
they turned to the Nightingale will be explained more fully in the when we're next playing.
Well, I don't mean them react. I don't mean for the Romulans to react exactly like that, but in a manner like that, because we let the Crusader ship go and gave it the opportunity to do this.
Hmm.
I mean, from my perspective, it would not be a stretch for the Romulans to react like that.
Oh yeah.
Given their history.
Yeah, but like I said, I just kind of wanted to end on a cliffhanger and a teaser for next time. All right, so where do I want to start? Pharrell, let's start with you.
All right.
So, directly contributed to saving lives. I will definitely give you one for those.
One what?
I'm counting influences for.
Oh, sorry.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll 2 dice on your reputation thing.
All right.
Cool. Yep, your reputation goes up by 1.
Very nice.
Commander Bong. Alrighty.
What is reputation rolling again?
So if you go into the options on your character sheet.
Aha.
Yeah. Just make sure that you're set to Commander instead of Lieutenant Commander now. Okay. I'm gonna say you get 2 dice as well. Alright. No change for you then. Naz.
Yaz.
Wow. Yeah, you didn't really get to do a great deal this episode, so
Yeah, not a whole lot.
yeah.
Did you even roll once?
Not directly.
Yeah.
It was all shipboard stuff, and we never opened fire, so.
Yeah.
Alright, Ventop then. Let's go with...
Yes.
You get to roll 3 dice.
3.
3. Wow.
Mhm.
Where's that options icon?
It's at the top of the gear wheel.
I am not seeing the gear wheel.
Are you on your character sheet?
Yes.
It should be the gear right next to the what says Starfleet personnel file.
Oh, that gear. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, reputation. You said 3 dice?
Yep.
What do I get 3 dice for? This...
Because the way this works is I count up positive influences based upon your actions.
Gotcha.
And then it goes against your negative influences, but you guys haven't really stacked up many of those.
Alright, rolling.
Alright, so yep, you gain 2 reputation.
Okay, so 14. Isn't it 15 or is it 20 that goes to a promotion?
20.
Okay.
I'm pretty close to a promotion because I'm sitting at 16 right now.
Alrighty then. And milestones. So both 10 and Vintot get a normal milestone. And it's up to you guys to vote who gets a spotlight milestone between those two.
I happen to have or I had 2 normal milestones. Have I not used them or for anything, or is there?
I'm pretty sure you've used those.
Okay.
You might just not have.
Alright.
So who's up for the spotlight? It's me and...
No, spotlight. I misheard you earlier.
Because both you guys used your values,
Right.
which is the thing to get into a normal milestone, and then people get to vote on who gets the spotlight between you.
I think I might lean towards Bjorn because he had to pilot the ship between 2 black holes, in essence.
I agree.
That was pretty cool. Alright then, Tan. You get your spotlight then. Cool. Alrighty then. That would appear to be that. And next time it will be episode 8, Red Sky. So, like I said, hopefully everyone enjoyed that. And we do hope that you will catch us again next time among the embers.
Yeah.